This is going to be a little bit of a different one. A little bit of a different one in the sense of what do I really mean? And you're probably looking at the title like, well, how does this even correlate to my goals and aspirations? Well, that's a brilliant question that you probably didn't ask, but we're going to talk about it today. Supply and demand for your goals. How does it work? And it's a different perspective that might help a few of you sort of take more charge in life and figure out how to navigate better within this confusing landscape that we live on, that we call planet Earth. And yeah, so hopefully it helps. So I'm not an economics student or anything along the side of that. I was actually pretty horrible when I tried it. I think it was microeconomics that I did horrible on. Macro wasn't too bad. So yeah, my background isn't exactly the greatest. However, supply and demand is a pretty simple concept, I guess. You only have a certain amount of supply, meaning a certain quantity, and demand, meaning how vigorous does the end result, how much energy does the end result require. So you're sort of 10 screen slides, we can actually accept this. Alright, we need to go to Clint first, so we'll wait for him to open up. But anyway, yeah, so supply and demand, each goal that you're going to have in life and each sort of task that you have to do on a day-to-day basis, it's going to require certain demands on your body, demands on your mind, your emotions, your soul, all of that stuff, right? And it's really important that you have enough supply for all of this. A lot of times we throw ourselves in different situations where we kind of just make too many demands for ourselves without having the supply for it, and we eventually burn out quite quickly. We eventually just realize that our capacity isn't as big as we thought it was in the moment, where your emotions might be heightened and you start thinking, you know what, I can do this, I can conquer the world. And then you come to realize after, damn, this is a lot harder than I think. Well, you could think of it like you just don't have enough supply in the current moment to sort of meet the criteria of the demands. And I see this all the time in the gym. Because you've got like the New Year's resolution people, where they say they're going to make a bunch of changes when they go to the gym. They're going to do this and that, they're going to get in shape, they're going to get their diet right, they're going to do all sorts, right? But you have to understand, these are like multiple demands you're making on your body and your mind. It's big changes that you have to make into your life. Also, who the hell is Clint? Because this isn't him. Oh, okay, I'm just going to wait here then. Let's just chill on the desk in the meantime until he comes in. Also, I'm very tempted to take some of this copper and gold ore because, you think he'll notice? Nah, probably not. Oh wait, this is Clint, never mind. So how do I give it to him? No, come on man, I've literally just done the task. How do I even give it to him? It literally says, look, I'm looking for someone to bring me 6 copper ores for... Oh, ores, not bars. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. We literally smelted so much of them. Alright, anyway. So you got a lot of people in the gym, they sort of make all these demands and stuff like that, and then they end up just really giving up on them really easily, rather than thinking, let's make small consistent changes, let's go ahead and actually make our goals into a reality slowly, but one step at a time. And this is because the demands like skyrocket. It's like whenever you see a chart and you see it go all the way up, it's not exactly the most sort of sustainable, and that's because it's such a quick momentum. It's gonna crash down pretty quickly. And we only have 1 copper ore, so we can't do anything for him today. So you know what time it is? Dungeon time. We're gonna take some food with us, and we'll be on our way. And so you have to really think when you're sort of making these extra demands on your body and things like that. Am I really making the smartest choice? Do I have the supply for this? And the supply can even factor in things like time. Do I have enough time to make for this kind of thing? Or not even do I not have enough time? Because we all have extra time to do some stuff. The human mind is beyond capable of doing so many things. It's just about how much you really want it deep down inside. Because we will make it happen if we want it, if we desire it that much. And so, if the desire is strong enough, then the supply will also follow suit. So you can tie it into supply in this sort of scenario, right? And then the same thing if you're talking about the topic of gym. If the supply is so big, meaning that you're going to the gym and you're doing all of this stuff, but you're not making enough demands on your body to even do the stuff, maybe that you're using supply in the sense of you're going every single day, you're also buying a bunch of healthy groceries, but the demands aren't being met. The demands of working hard in the gym, the demands of setting yourself up to actually cook nutritious food rather than just buying them and then throwing them in the bin, and staying consistent with that, because it just doesn't work. You have to sort of meet the sort of match between the two. And so the same principle kind of applies to the rest of your life. If your goal is to make money, for example, but you have the demand set over there, you want to make the money, right? How much exactly do you want? How much do you want to really earn? And then does the supply really match? Are you really matching the energy and the work ethic to support that? Are you really matching the creativity and finding creative solutions to existing problems out there? Are you really doing any of these things? So it really does boil down to simply the two things, if you really want to put it simply. Obviously life does get slightly more complicated than that, however, at the same time it doesn't, because it always boils down to supply and demand in terms of what you want and what desires you want. And sometimes, as you can see in the economy, if there's too much supply, there can be a problem. Again, buying too much food, not making enough demands of going to the gym, or if we use it in the context of even business, a lot of people hire a bunch of people, they run really expensive ads, they throw a lot of money, but they're not really meeting the demands of the specific business and what it requires to actually make them work. Same principle with pretty much everything you look at, honestly. And it's almost as if the slimes just aren't here anymore. Just as I say that, here we go. And like, for example, if we talk about it in the sense of this game, you've got the supply of maybe plants you want to buy to raise your farm and make it really healthy, but then you've also got the demand it takes. Now, I have a horrible farm because I had the supply of plants and stuff like that, but I never met the demands of taking care of them. And whilst I wanted to build a good farm, I didn't because of that reason. So they have to be in sync, and I feel like this is where most people struggle with. So how do we get it back into sync? So a little bit tricky, to be honest, because every scenario is going to vary, right? Not everything is going to be the same, but this is where formulating a plan really helps, because it gives you more evidence and data to support where you think you can kind of go with certain things, right? For example, you can start to believe in it, and when you can start to believe in it, the demand comes to actually make it happen, and then as a result you'll start looking into increasing the supply because you really badly want to make it happen. And you have to ask yourself, if it is a new habit or routine you want to start doing, do you have the supply capable to do it? Do you have the supply to handle it on a bad day? Are you going to wake up every single morning earlier than the next person? Because you're going to have a supply of energy and willpower in order to set that goal, for example, or whatever goal it might be. Again, if we're talking about the gym, because a lot of the context in the video was about gym, then what demands are you going to be making at your body when you're exercising? Are you going to be training to nearly failure, where the muscle is stimulated and broken down so it can help repair? Or are you just not going to do it at all and just give it limited sort of supply in a sense, right? Because you're just going to give it little nutrition, little stimulus, and it's not going to grow as much. Same way goes for your brain with things like reading and just generally with your goals. And again, obviously probably supply and demand probably does go really deeper than that, but we're not here to talk about the complications now, are we? We're just trying to make things a lot more simpler for you. So I hope that helps in any kind of way. Probably did miss a bunch of pointers, but it's pretty late right now, so yeah, I hope that helped in any kind of way. And yeah, you can do this, honestly. Never underestimate the power of planning. And because we like to take a lot of mental notes a lot of times, listen, if it takes a little sticky note just to write some things down, do it. It doesn't have to be a complicated plan. Just start with maybe a few bullet points of what you want and the supply that you might have in order to do it, and you can just go from there. It's pretty easy. And remember not to make too many demands of yourself at once, because your mental supply and emotional supply every single day is going to be limited. You only have so much energy per day, and you don't want to sort of maximize that on just a few tasks at once. You need to build up confidence and character within your body, and then you can kind of go from there. So set one goal a week if you want, one demand a week, and then start to slowly think about how you can get used to that, and then your supply increases with it too. So, hope that helps in any kind of way. Peace and blessings to you all, and we'll see you in the next one.